Hi, welcome to part one of our webinar, The 999 Plan, Transform Your World Today. For the purposes of sharing my plan and mission, I am encouraging everyone to call me Dr. Peter. I'll explain my motivation for this at the end of the webinar. While you are opening both the webinar and its corresponding discussion, and we recommend in separate windows so that you can simultaneously follow along with both the visual and audio presentation of the 999 plan, we would first like to thank everyone who joined our social network at the 999plan.ning.com and paid the $9. Your contribution will continue to sustain our efforts to promote this concept and plan to everyone. This webinar is divided into two parts and is structured as an introductory tutorial. Feel free to pause this webinar at any time, especially to review the discussion portion more thoroughly at your own pace. If you're ready, let's begin. What are our objectives? Suppose we could show employers and administrators how to potentially reduce annual operating expenses by up to 10% while achieving the same or even better level of productivity output and overall efficiency. Suppose we could show employees a potential better set of labor and lifestyle benefits, such as shorter blocks of consecutive workdays, 125 semi-flexible rest days annually, longer vacation periods, and a potential smaller carbon footprint for the environment. Suppose we could give educators and students more time for teaching, preparing, studying, and learning. So what are your requirements to accomplish this? Suppose all it took was for everyone to slightly modify their personal schedules and simply overcome a mostly perceptual paradigm of when we all work and rest. If you are willing to look progressively beyond current mainstream conventions, our plan is strategically aimed at saving you money and improving your productivity and efficiency right now. Our plan does not require implementing costly infrastructural improvements, but rather a more strategic and balanced usage of your existing resources. This workflow management restructuring tool can be implemented by any individual, business, organization, facility, or educational institution within any environment. So what does the 999 mean? As the theory will explain, the first 9 represents the proposed number of days in the pattern. Actually, one of our proposed patterns repeats every 18 days. The second 9 represents the proposed number of daily work hours. Legal acceptance would preclude this option, so the existing standard number of daily work hours could still be used with each proposed pattern. The third 9 represents a targeted baseline cost per employee. Since the number 9 is numerically a perfect square, it offers the possibility of multiple interrelated scheduling patterns that, for example, the prime number 7 just does not have. We can discuss the pros and cons and perception of this aspect at a later time. So what is our basic theory? Well, the theory states significant yet varying productivity, efficiency, socioeconomic gains can be achieved by all individuals, businesses, organizations, facilities, and educational institutions if one additional workday and one additional rest day are strategically added to yield a new standard week or repeating pattern of 9 days. That's 6 work days, 3 rest days, or vice versa. In general, this yields multiple alternative work schedule patterns with 240 work days annually. Now, here are some additional options to this basic theory that are not required but will improve your usage of it. Option number 1, an increased daily work period to a new legally accepted standard of 9 hours. Option number 2, a redistribution or elimination of non-productive paid benefits for additional cost savings. So what is what we call the net gain inverse relationship principle? Well, currently in the U.S., non-exempt employee standard would be 52 weeks at 40 hours per 5-day work week. That's 8 hours per day for a total of approximately 2,080 hours per year. Well, our comparative non-exempt employee standard would be just the inverse of that. That would be 40 weeks at 52 hours per a 6-day work week. That's 8.66 hours per day, which works out to the same 2,080 hours per year. Now, what we are proposing is a non-exempt employee standard that utilizes our option number 1, which would be 40 weeks at 54 hours per a 6-day work week, where there is 9 hours per day. That turns out to 2,160 hours per year. This is a potential 2 hours per week increase per employee in work productivity, effectively an automatic 4% increase in the national and global GDP, GNP. So what is our overall strategy? Our primary strategy is universal implementation. We want to start a positive global wave of transformational growth through the introduction and implementation of our proposed set of schedules, which we're calling Phase 1, and corresponding future calendar transition, which we're calling Phase 2. We are introducing one basic layout pattern we call the Prowdican, with 5 proposed alternative work schedule patterns. We have colorfully named those as Bipeasy, Fuse IM, Mavis, Weekender, and Firefighter. Our Phase 1 schedule approach is the transformational bridge that makes our concept viably adoptable within the current real-world setting. Simply put, it consists of 3 basic stages. Stage 1, pilot program. Stage 2, full implementation program. Stage 3, enterprise implementation program. Now, Stage 1 and Stage 2 can be implemented immediately, virtually overnight, within any environment. Stage 3 is a later transitional program which reinvests all collected funds into supplementing large-scale domestic renewable energy endeavors. The specific details on those are to be determined. Our Phase 2 calendar approach is the future transformation to a much larger global paradigm shift. It also would consist of 3 basic stages. Stage 1, countrywide pilot program. Stage 2, countrywide full implementation program. Stage 3, international implementation program. Stage 1 and Stage 2 could be implemented immediately, virtually overnight, within any country. Stage 3 is a later transitional program which reinvests all collected funds into supplementing large-scale international renewable energy endeavors. And again, specific details on those will be to be determined. This concludes the first part of our webinar, the 999 Plan, Transform Your World Today. Please open the second part to continue. Thank you.